Yeah, let's start.
नमस्ते, मैं राकेश शर्मा विश्व हिंदू परिषद थाईलैंड द्वारा प्रायोजित नो योर ट्रेडिशन सीरीज में आपका स्वागत करता हूं। धरती सुनहरी, अंबर नीला, हर मौसम रंगीला, ऐसा देश है मेरा, ऐसा देश है मेरा। विविधता में एकता, भारत एक ऐसा देश है जो विविधता में एकता की अवधारणा के अच्छे तरीके से साबित करता है। भारतवासी अपनी भाषा, संस्कृति, परंपरा, परिधान, उत्सव, रूप आदि में अलग होने के बावजूद भी एक है। जैसे मकर संक्रांति, ताई पोंगल, उत्तरायण, लोहड़ी, पोष संक्रांति, सुगी हब्बा, मकरा चोहला, मागी संक्रांत, माघ, भोगाली बिहू। It's celebrated in different ways in different states throughout Bharat. Our festivals fosters national cohesiveness, promotes communal, revitalizes the economy, and fosters the cultural tourism. Before we start, it's my pleasure to introduce my co-host for the evening, Shri Arvind Patraji. No, Sevanji. Now I would like to introduce our guest speakers who would enlighten us for this special day, Makar Sankranti. I would like to introduce Dr. Utpalaji, representing Assam state from Seven Sister. She is ethnomusicologist, music educator, and North India classical vocalist. She is from Ohio, USA. Welcome to the show, Ms. Utpalaji. The land of scholars, saints, and actors, none other than Maharashtra. I would like to introduce Ms. Arpita Kulkarni ji. She is co-founder of non-commercial theatre groups in Mumbai as well as Bangkok. Working in the capacity of actor, writer, and director, she based in Bangkok, Thailand. Namaste, Ms. Arpita ji. Welcome on the show. Land of five rivers, one of the prosperous state, Punjab. I would like to introduce Ms. Anjana. She is professional IB biology teacher, actor, modeling, and motivational speaker. Namaste, Shri Anjana ji. Welcome to our show.
For now, I would like to go to the state of Odisha on the eastern coast, which is otherwise known as the land of Jagannath, the Jagannath Puri. And from there, we have our special guest, Mr. Kalipad Tripathi. He is an IT engineer based in Japan. So he's the founder of MSS, Matrubhumi Seva Sangh, which is working for the social and economic reforms. Welcome to the show, Mr. Kalipad Tripathi.
Thank you. Namaste ji.
Okay, and from here we will go to the southernmost state of India, which is Tamil Nadu, and we have Mr. Varadachari Rajan. He's working as a group CFO in Saraf Global Companies, and he's living in Bangkok since 27 years. A very good evening, Mr. Rajan.
Welcome on board, everyone. So this festival is Makar Sankranti. Basically, what we know that this is from the starting from 10th and till 17th in different part of Bharat. So I would like to ask one question from Ms. Utpalaji, that what is the significance of this festival, and what is the name of this festival in your respective state? Please, Ms. Utpalaji.
Okay. Yes. So in Assam, we call this fest. The name is Magh Bihu or Bhogali Bihu. So Bhogali literally means bhug, means it is in a way like it, because it's a harvest, ending of harvest festival. It and marks the end of harvest festival. So a lot of eating, feasting. So that's that is important. And also another very important thing, because we also worshipping the fire, and so we have we just make this makeshift house, you can say, Bellaghor we call it, and then I'll talk more later. And then meji was like a triangular shape, and which are made of bamboo and dried rice, what do you call, the newly harvested the rice husk. So that's the way it's been made, and so that's how we worship the fire. And also there are certain especially in Porohuram Kunda, that is, as you probably know, and that's in Hodia in Brahmaputra, where the Brahmaputra river is coming out to the flowing down to Assam. That's where the Porohuram Kunda, the Saint Porohuram. So where people on the day of the Maghi Purnima, they take a bath. It's a holy bath. So it's got a lot of importance. So I guess yeah. Thank you.
It's amazing. So it's all about harvest, right? It's good. So
Yeah.
जैसे ढोल बजते हैं, नगाड़े बजते हैं, तो सीधा याद आता है पंजाब. So मैं मंजना जी से पूछना चाहता हूँ कि ये पंजाब में किस तरीके से, what is the significance of this festival in Punjab?
Well, the main significance is again basically for the farmers, because they feel very happy when they see the efforts put have started fruiting in the form of crops. They're ready to be harvested. So their spread of joy and thanksgiving to God that the whole project was successful, because all the effort they could do was plow the land and put the seed. After that, they surrender to nature. So when nature plays along with their plan and it makes it successful, then their joy is no end. So they want to really celebrate it again with fire, with food, and a lot of dances and a lot of clappings and a lot of joy and dressing up. Basically, that is a thing. But other than that, because being Punjab means Panj, right? Punjab is 5 daryon ka ek. This is the most fertile belt of India for agriculture. And coming from that, I will maybe give 5 significances. One is, of course, I've just mentioned, the farmers' joy is no end. One is also the intellectual people who are scholars and who go more beyond their normal living and they think of Brahman. They start gratitude towards the sun, because they know about the stars and the effect of the sun and the planets. So they know that if the sun is moving towards another hemisphere, there will be an effect in the weather and there'll be roughness, and it's the coldest day on that particular day. It's the coldest day. So those scholars also will pretty much know exactly the time they have to celebrate, like around 5 to 7 o'clock, and then again between 9 to 11 o'clock is the time they are, according to scholars, intellectually significant. Second significance is for people who are very emotional, who don't really think intellectually and don't really, sun hai, stars hai, unko itna nahi hai, dil ko kya chhuta hai. They are more for that. For that, they are give reverence and praise to this hero in their life who had saved. I will tell the story later on. It's a little longer story on Dullar Bhatti. And they want all their sons and brothers and husbands to be like Dullar Bhatti, because he was a very compassionate hero. He was actually the Robin Hood. He would loot from the rich and not keep it for himself, but spread it to all the needy. So I used to initially feel very badly, लड़कों के लिए क्यों होता है लोहड़ी? कि लड़के पैदा होते हैं तो लोहड़ी होती है, लड़कों की शादी होती है तो लोहड़ी होती है. There was a time when I was young, didn't understand it. This is basically for the youth. Didn't understand it, so I would be a little rebel कि लड़कियों के लिए क्यों नहीं हो रहा. But now I understand, thanks to this platform, I went into depth of studies. कि we want our boys, because Dullar Bhatti had a very compassionate, and the other people who are having a bad and evil eye on those beautiful girls, how he saved them. So we want our boys to be like that, to be compassionate to all women and be a hero in our life. That's the emotional angle. Then there's a physical angle, which is universal. Thand itni hai. So Ayurvedic says ki thand mein your kapha and vata increases. So you need food to increase your pitta, the fire inside you. So their main celebration is ki, okay, get the fire running, gather and do parikrama around it and do dance. And when you clap, you heat your body up. So the outside Agni and the inside Agni both kind of play. So that's a physical aspect, and people come together. That's one aspect. So intellectually, emotionally, and physically, there's a spiritual aspect which I will talk at the end if need be.
बहुत अच्छे 360 डिग्री आपने इसको पूरा अच्छे से सिग्निफिकेंस आपने बहुत अच्छे से समझाया. थैंक यू सो मच. सो अब नाउ द लैंड ऑफ स्कॉलर्स, सेंट्स एंड एक्टर्स. वैसे तो महाराष्ट्र में फेस्टिवल मनाया नहीं जाता, जिया जाता है, चाहे कोई भी फेस्टिवल हो, राइट? सो मिस अर्पिता जी, आई वुड लाइक टू रिक्वेस्ट यू, कुड यू प्लीज टेल सम सिग्निफिकेंस फॉर दिस and how it is different from other states, and what is basically how it is spreading across the Maharashtra.
जैसे आपने कहा था, विविधता में एकता एप्ट है, क्योंकि जैसे उत्पला जी या अंजना जी ने कहा है, उसी तरह महाराष्ट्र में एकता हर एक स्टेट के जैसे ये हार्वेस्ट फेस्टिवल ही है, जहाँ पे नई फसल भगवान को, सूर्य भगवान को दिखा के, फिर अपने घर के भगवान को दिखा के, चढ़ा के, भोग चढ़ा के, फिर आपस में एक दूसरे में बांटी जाती है. तो ये हार्वेस्ट फेस्टिवल है, उसके बारे में फिर डिटेल्स हम लोग बाद में बात करेंगे ही. सिग्निफिकेंस इसका इस तरह से है, टिपिकली हिंदू धर्म में सारे जो त्योहार है वो चंद्रमास की तिथियों के अनुसार मनाए जाते हैं. ये इकलौता त्योहार ऐसा है जो सूर्य की स्थिति के अनुसार मनाया जाता है. इसीलिए 14 जनवरी या ज्यादा से ज्यादा लीप ईयर में 15 जनवरी, इन 2 ही दिनों में संक्रांति आती है, क्योंकि सूर्य की पोजीशन, जैसे जनवरी टू दिसंबर कैलेंडर सोलर कैलेंडर है, तो सूर्य की स्थिति इन दिनों में कहाँ होगी, किस तरह होगी, ये पक्का है. इसीलिए संक्रांति हर साल बदलती नहीं है, उन्हीं 2 दिनों में आ जाती है. इम्पोर्टेंस या सिग्निफिकेंस लेट्स से 3 तरह से मैं बता सकती हूँ. ये माना जाता है कि दक्षिणायन ये देवताओं की रात होती है और उत्तरायण देवताओं का दिन होता है. तो संक्रांति के दिन जब देवताओं का दिन शुरू होता है, संक्रांति देवताओं का ब्रह्म मुहूर्त है, सबसे शुभ घड़ी है, और इस दिन से स्वर्ग के दरवाजे खुल जाते हैं. ये रिलीजियस आख्यायिका एस्पेक्ट हुआ. अब ज्योतिष शास्त्र के हिसाब से भी इसका बहुत सिग्निफिकेंस है, क्योंकि इस दिन सूर्य मकर राशि में प्रवेश करता है. मकर राशि का ज्योतिष शास्त्र के अनुसार स्वामी है सैटर्न, शनि. तो इसमें एक आख्यायिका ये भी जोड़ी जाती है कि फादर सन कम्स टू मीट हिज सन सैटर्न. तो वो एक पिता पुत्र के मिलाप का एक दिन है, और इसीलिए शनि को उस दिन हम लोग किस तरह से शनि की भी उपासना या उन्हें किस तरह से शनिदेव को मान दिया जाता है, ये भी सारी डिटेल्स, उसका भी एक महत्व है, जिस तरह से महाराष्ट्र में ये मनाया जाता है. उसमें वो रेफरेंस बाद में दूंगी. और एक है योगिक प्रैक्टिसेस जो लोग करते हैं, प्राणायाम, मेडिटेशन या योगा. इनके दृष्टि से ये एक बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट दिन है, क्योंकि जब तक दक्षिणायन चलता है तब तक अनाहत चक्र, हार्ट चक्र के नीचे वाले, दक्षिण वाले सारे चक्र एक्टिवेट, नेचुरली एक्टिवेट हो जाते हैं, क्लेंजन होते हैं, एक्टिवेटेड होते हैं. अनाहत के ऊपर वाले जो चक्र होते हैं, विशुद्ध, आज्ञा और सहस्त्राधार, इन चक्रों में जब एक्टिवेशन हो जाता है तब एनलाइटनमेंट, लिबरेशन, मुक्ति, ये सारी चीजें प्राप्त हो जाती है. तो आप अगर ध्यान देंगे कि भीष्म पितामह ने शरपंजरी में रह के भी उत्तरायण शुरू होने के बाद प्राण त्यागे थे, क्योंकि उस वक्त लिबरेशन होना आसान होता है. स्वर्ग के दरवाजे खुले रहना ये एक उसका रिलीजियस एस्पेक्ट है, कथा है, लेकिन जो फिजियोलॉजिकल या मेटाफिजिकल जो हम लोग क्रियाएं अगर देखें तो उसमें भी इसकी पुष्टि मिलती है. या भगवान बुद्ध को भी संक्रांति के बाद के 3 महीनों में उन्हें ज्ञान प्राप्त हुआ था। आप साउथ इंडिया में भी कई ऋषि मुनियों का इसमें, या महाराष्ट्र के भी अगर इनका कई रेफरेंस आएगा तो देखेंगे कि सिद्धि प्राप्त काफी सारे ऋषि मुनियों को इस शुभ काल में हुई है, जनवरी से लेके मार्च तक। तो जो योगिक प्रैक्टिशनर्स है उन लोगों के लिए ये बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट पीरियड है। अब तक जो नहीं हो पाया, थोड़ा जोर लगाएंगे तो इसमें एक्सपोनेंशियली आपके गति मिल सकती है। तो इन काफी तरहों से ये दिन संक्रमण के हिसाब से इम्पोर्टेंट है।
बहुत अच्छा, आपने रहस्यमयी एक ज्ञान दिया। सीरियसली ये बहुत चीजें इसमें ऐसी हैं जो वाकई में ना पढ़ी ना सुनी, बट अब जो इंटरलेट कर रहे हैं वो वाकई में मतलब लगता है कि हाँ, दिस इज रियली इंटरलिव्ड विद द एग्जैक्ट थिंग वेयर इट इज। थैंक यू सो मच अर्पिता जी।
थैंक यू वेरी मच अगेन अर्पिता जी। सो अभी हम चलते हैं उड़ीसा, जहाँ पे मकर संक्रांति बहुत धूमधाम से पाला जाता है। लोग अच्छे से बहुत बहुत कुछ पूजा करते हैं, पाठ करते हैं उस दिन। तो हम त्रिपाठी जी से जानना चाहेंगे कि लोगों की क्या मान्यता है उस दिन, ये क्यों मनाया जाता है, इसका क्या सिग्निफिकेंस है, प्लीज।
जी, नमस्ते जी. So basically, I just want to tell about the culture and the heritage of my state, Odisha. So the Makar Sankranti is so famous across the country, across India. But in Odisha, it is celebrated 50% taking the rest of the part of the nation, I mean India, and another 50% of its own culture. So the own culture says that we have, you might have, not might have, you know, there are 7 wonders in the whole world. I mean, now the 7 wonders are little changing, but the earlier, I mean, I'm talking about thousands years old, the 7 wonders. The 7 wonders is the Sun Temple Konark, that is situated near 30 kilometers from Lord Jagannath Temple, Puri. So that's an unique place of the whole world. Why that is so unique place? Because the architecture of the temple is different and the ethics of the temple is also different. I'm not just touching the architecture because there are such a statue which was hanging inside the temple according to the magnetic position, so that the entire ship, the aeroplanes, those who are moving nearby that area, they were facing a lot of obstructions. That's why the temple was destructed. So that is a different part. But the ethics of the temple is basically it is meant to worship Lord Sun. I think there might be only one temple across globe who is totally dedicated to sun. There might be some other, but basically I'm talking about 1,000 years ago till yet, the 7th wonder, the one temple that is situated on the bank of Bay of Bengal, that is the Konark Temple. So the Lord Sun is worshipped on that particular temple, and millions of devotees, not millions, I think we can say all the 45 million Odias, they get together. And it is not possible all the people to come to that particular temple, but being at the rest of their own areas, they try to worship Lord Sun. So they worship Lord Sun in a totally different way. And here, just like some other parts, I have also gone to south, I have also gone to north. So I have seen the Pongal festival, how they utter the voice Pongalo, oh Pongal. I have also similarly raised my voice there with my Tamil people, colleagues and friends. And the way it is celebrated there, they usually prepare a lot of foods that is based on rice crop and the newly rice. And this is the month, just we passed December in the last month, and December is the month to harvest the newly rice crop from the paddy field. So usually the farmers, they are very happy that this is their end festival, that is the Makar festival, which will be held with worshipping the sun and worshipping not only sun. In Odisha, it is a household thing. It is, I mean, we can say in Hindi, Ghar Ghar Ki Devta, so it's her house, every house god, Lord Jagannath, is the, I mean, backbone of all the Odia people and backbone of Odisha, the so-called Kalinga. So usually Lord Jagannath is also worshipped on the particular day in a totally different manner. Lot of rice made foods like bones, like what in Odia term specially, that is called pitha. Starting from Arisa pitha, it is completely made of rice. And what is the that sugar, not sugar, that is good. What is the good, I mean English name of good, you might be knowing?
Jaggery.
Jaggery.
Jaggery, yeah. So that is mixed. Sugar is not pure. that is not used for the temple worshipping to the gods. So usually that is mixed up with rice, and we prepare a lot of different kind of foods by rice. So that is taken as a prasadam for the entire deities in the temple, Lord Jagannath, Lord Balabhadra, Mata Subhadra, and including the sun. The sun is also present there in a different way. And also from 30 kilometers to that particular temple, there is particularly sun temple. So all the people, 45 millions of people get together and they worship Lord Sun, and they worship them with that Makara, that Sankranti. Makara itself, as the mom also told in a very clear and transparent way, according to the 12 zodiac signs of this horoscope, Makar is one Rasi, one zodiac sign, and from that Makara, every sign has its own owner, just like Mesh, Bruce, Mithun, Karkat, Singha, Kanya, Tula, Dhanu, Makar, Kumbha, Min. Or Makar, or they say Capricorn. The zodiac sign owner is Lord Sunny itself, and Sunny's father is Lord Sun. So they get united, the Pita Putra Milanam. So father son meet each other for a month, for 30 days. Lord Sun remain in the house of his own son. So it is a kind of father-son bonding. The madam also transparently told it's a kind of father-son unitation. That's also another auspicious thing. And another thing is, if you go to thousand years back, it is not only Odisha, but also the ancient culture of India, that King Bhagirath also invited Mata Ganga, Mother Ganga, for the redemption of his own ancestors, thousands of ancestors, from the Srap course of Muni, Kapil Muni. Okay. That is also another thing. So there are so many reasons, and in Odisha it is celebrated in a different way. Every people, wear new clothes. The traditional clothes, like Sambalpuri clothes. The ladies wear all these things, and the gents wear dhotis and kurtas, not like new pants or new shirts, but dhotis and kurtas, and to worship to the Lord Sun and also Lord Jagannath, and in their own house, including their own home deities also. So in this way, we celebrate here, including the Gudi Padwa. This is also Gudi Padwa. People and boys, girls also enjoy by flying kites in their own areas or in a particular bay of a river. They make a competition. So it's a kind of love, bonding, affection, reunitation. So in this way, we celebrate it inside Odisha.
The way you are saying it is just like that. I am feeling virtually that I am there.
Thank you.
Yes, sir, definitely. I think we should everyone experience the Makar Sankranti as it is celebrated by different names in different states. We should experience in each and every state once in a lifetime. So very much thank you, Mr. Kalipratipati. बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन के आपसे. So now we'll move to Tamil Nadu, and this festival is celebrated as Pongal, and we have Mr. Rajan with us to share his views on Pongal. So Mr. Rajan, please.
Vanakkam, first of all, in Tamil. This Pongal is a major festival for Tamil Nadu. Like every state has this harvest festival. Even in Tamil Nadu, we celebrate that as a harvest festival, thanking the sun god for blessing us with the agricultural abundance. Over the months in a year, there have been a lot of harvesting happening, and it has been all the blessings of sun god. So we always give thanks to sun god during this time, and it is called in Tamil Thai Pongal, which is the first day. It signifies the first day of the Tamil month called Thai Masam. It marks the end of winter when the sun is at the southernmost point and the southern hemisphere of the earth starts moving away from the sun, and the period of Uttarayan or the spring begins. While all other Hindu festivals are based on lunar position, Pongal in the sense is called boiling over. That is why we call it Pongal. Okay, I will explain later why this boiling over is coming up. But it is like it's like Makar Sankranti celebrated all over other states, and it is based on solar movement and when the sun moves from Dhanu Rashi to Makar Rashi. So Makar Rashi is considered as a very auspicious month where people start enjoying whatever the fruits whatever the hard work they did in the previous months, and they start enjoying during this. So this is how this Pongal festival is celebrated in Tamil Nadu. It is celebrated on 3 different days, which I will explain in the next question, whatever the questions coming up. So then there we can have a detailed, explanation about this.
Thank you so much, Radhanji. So, Ms. Utpula ji, I would just want to know that, since we know that from Assam to Maharashtra to Punjab to Odisha, all together in India, it is celebrated with a high josh, right? So, how we are celebrating this festival in Assam? So, how it's specifically that Magh or Magh, right? Magh,
Bhugali. Magh or Bhugali, yeah.
Oh, yeah, Bhoga. Yeah. So could you please explain us that how we are celebrating it over there?
Okay, there definitely. So in Assam, we celebrate for 2 days. So that becomes the first day, just before the Hongranti, the Magh Bihu, the 15th January. So that day before, we call it Uruka. Uruka is the day what we do. Normally, it's a feast, community feast. So I am talking from the terms of villages, or even in the city. Like I grew up in Guwahati. So we gather, a couple of family will gather, and then we do a feast. And where, of course, as you know, we there are certain like fish. Fish is very important, and then we do also the dark meat, which is very very at this time of the year like considered to be very good, and so it's made certain way. Like with some certain vegetables and all, and importantly, rice, which is a new rice, newly harvested rice, which will be cooked, and then so there'll be so again like sweet potatoes and or the potatoes which are harvested again newly, so they're cooked and again outside. So so what happens in the during daytime, so they will be making those makeshift house called Bellaghor. Bellaghor is like a, it's like a 4-pillar they put the 4-pillar together, bamboo, and with the husk, or sometime also they put dry banana leaf, and then they make the so maize is like kind of triangular like this. So again with bamboo, wood, and straw, like rice husk, and sometime also banana leaf, dry banana leaves. So that will be they will prepare, community will prepare. So mostly in villages they try to do away from the house, it's so that they don't get fire and hazard and all. So in the town, again, it's been a while. I remember seeing in a field, not inside our house. We never did it because it's again. So that's the way it has been done. And what happens? What is the significance of that 4-pillar house called Bellaghor? They say it says because when they prepared the feast, so during that time they need a space to stay because it's very cold. So they'll be like kind of eating inside. Sometimes they eat inside that house, or sometimes they'll be outside, but mostly inside because that's a space they stay. And also they kind of so that they are also another thing that they protect, because entire night they need to protect the maize, because somebody might come and in a mischievous, somebody might come and torch it, burn it. So they need to protect it. And another thing in Assam, we have during this day, we are supposed to steal from others' house. See, again, Assam, one thing I probably, we do not, we do follow a lot of this pan-Indian rituals, but we do have their own ritual, which is not exactly, may not be as you are saying. We do have, but at the same time, we have something which is very different from others. It's nothing bad or good. But this is how it is. So so that stealing is what happens in the villages, even in the town. I remember as a kid, in Guwahati, they will steal somebody's bamboo fence, or if the chair, a wooden chair is kept outside the veranda or something, they will steal it if nobody's so it's kind of stealing and burning it, burning of whatever. So they say, according to some faith, they say it's good. That means they are taking away whatever bad you
Yeah.
have. It's going from your house. That's the belief. And then that feast happens and everybody eats together. That's kind of bringing the community together. It's very important, that looking for each other. And then so then that's what happens, and they will stay back in the night. Some of them, not everybody, some will stay. And then next morning, early morning, when before the sun rises, so the head of the household, so what he does again, in the villages again, so they kind of make a thread out of the newly dry the rice husk.
Okay.
Yeah, they make a kind of a, like, twine it, and then they make a thread kind of a thingy, and then they tie that on the in the pillars of their house, head pillars. So they tie it on the trees around the house. So, and then they say, I'll just tell you, they say kind of it's kind of not a prayer, it's kind of a prayer, you can say. They say, Mag nua boloi najabi ghorote thakibi. So that means don't go to bathe Mag, the month, but be at home. So
Okay.
saying that protect our house, and be, so that's how he will do. And then they'll take a bath, everybody in the household, and then we, again, day before, we prepare the pitha, as you're saying, Kalipa ji.
Didi, huh?
Yeah, so we make the pitha out of a rice called bora saul, sticky rice, which is, you only find it Assam. I think the other day, one of my friend was saying it's true. Assam has over 140 different type of rice. Yeah, so some of the rice, the very unique rice. So we have the bora saul called sticky rice. So this pitha is made out of the bora saul and gur, jaggery, til, which is very important, sesame, coconut. These are the main ingredients. And then especially this pitha is made, what we call it til pitha or narikol pitha, which is totally, there's no oil, nothing. It's like the powder is made in in the villages. Again, they have that, we call it dheki, the pounder, with the, we do it with the foot. And then, but you also have the one in the town, I know, in the city, I remember my mom used to do we call it ural. It's like a, what do you call that? I forgot the name. That you can do with the hand. I forgot the name.
Oakley,
Yeah.
is it musal, something like that? Is it?
Yeah. It's like wooden one.
Wooden one, that the wooden log later, right?
Yes. So it's like it's very difficult to make, first of all, because it has to be very finely done, and then that pan, you make it in a kind of a cast iron pan kind of a thingy. So then it has to be, temperature has to be very well, should not be too hot or too this thing. So it is a very difficult pitha, we call, to make, so yeah, so those things they make it the day before, and then the morning after bath, so we offer tamul pan, betel nut and leaf in a banana leaf. So we offered in front of the mezi. In front of mezi, we put that, and then the pithas, again, another, we do not use any paper. That's very important. So see, so eco-friendly everything is. So they'll be put, and everybody will pray, And prayer is normally that, we keep, to the sun god. And then often it's like, because we follow Vaishnavite, Honkar Deva, so we do a Nam Prahong, kind of a prayer to God, and then just keep everybody good, and then also so that it's protected, and then good harvest for everyone, and lot of food to everybody. So this is what we do. So what happens after the maize is, after they burn the maize, so whatever the charcoal or the burned wood or the charcoal, so that they actually throw in the paddy field. So they say that doing that, they're going to have more harvest.
Fertilizer, as a fertilizer.
It's a fertilizer.
Yeah, it's a fertilizer.
So this is what, and then in the afternoon, so we, so in the morning, so there'll be a jolpan, we call it, like a breakfast, which is flattened rice like poha, chira. We call it sira, like it's poha, with akhoi. Akhoi is like a fluffy rice. It's like not kind of fluffy, kind of like popcorn, but not exactly. So it's made out again with a special like bora saul again, and gur and yogurt. So these are the ingredients. That's how we eat our jolpan, and then it's normally served in the brass or the bell metal. This is how we do it, and then pitha. So this is the breakfast. And afternoon, normally we do not eat rice. That day we avoid eating rice. We eat either again the jolpan and some, in Guwahati, we grew up eating puri sabji also. Okay. So I think we so that's what. And then the in the villages mostly, even now they do buffalo fight. That's a sports that they do it. Then also we call it bulbul the bird, bulbul fight, egg fight. So these are again very interesting, because eggs, when it breaks, it's fertile again.
That will break.
Yes, it's good for the soil. So this is what we do. Thank you.
तो देखा जाए तो असली भारत जो वो गांव में बसता है, right?
Oh yes.
So अब चलते हैं पंजाब की तरफ, जहाँ पे खाने की तो बात और right? So अंजना जी, मैं आपसे पूछना चाहता हूँ कि कैसे हम बनाते हैं और कैसे, क्या खान पान है, क्या पहनावा है उस पर्टिकुलर दिन का, तो प्लीज।
काफी सिमिलर, काफी यूनिवर्सल चीजें हैं मैंने जो अभी शाम की सुनी है, अमेजिंगली सिमिलर। स्टार्ट तो ऐसा होता है कि एक दिन पहले होता है, मकर संक्रांति से पहले। What they do is, instead of stealing, we also use our kids. Especially girls and boys, kids will go house to house and sing songs to ask for Lori.
Okay.
And they will sing and they won't leave. Like Halloween में होता है ना, जाके वहाँ same way. पर बच्चों को भेजते हैं कि बच्चे कुछ भी कर सकते हैं, no problem. Certain songs are sung, which I will tell later on in details. And then the kids will stand on the door and they will sing song, please give us. And specific dry fruits are given, what do you say, like tilke, jo bhi ke reodiyas, and good is given, popcorns are given. And all kids will, and one day before they start practicing what song they will sing to get more and more stuff. And all, of course, then after they've collected that at night, none of them is kept for themselves. So jaise aapne bola, you're not stealing. They are not stealing for their own benefit. They have to come and burn it in the fire, right? So here also that loot, what they do or they ask, it's not for their selfish need. So they will come and they'll heap it up. So the community gets together, everyone puts it in one place, it becomes a heap. And then they, of course, put the bonfire right in the middle as a symbol of fire, as in terms of health, and keeps us warm. It is a symbol of right temperature keeps you warm. It can burn you also. So at the right distance and the right temperature keeps you warm and keeps alive. And then people get ready. I have today, after a long time, worn a pulkari chunni. This is called pulkari. It's embroidered by villagers. And so people wear, normally in winters, it's done on blanket material. shawl material. So it's not, this is a very thin. So they will wrap themselves up to keep themselves warm in very bright colors. Then there's a lot of course, feast is there. All the food, like I said, are heaty foods. So again, popcorn, riorias and gachak, there is peanuts, and there is, of course, sarson da saag. Oh my God, my mouth is watering. And makkai di roti, and lot of makhan. You're allowed to have the makhan melting very easily. So that is the food which is served. People will go do parikrama around the fire. Parikrama around the fire while singing and clapping loudly, because that also heats you up, you know. And then the bonfire is very, very big, and the circle around them. Then we do a lot of giddas and bhangaras. So a lot of while clapping, you are also tapping. So all our reflex points are on our feet and our hands. So when you tap them and you clap them, of course, you also ignite the Agni inside you. So without explaining too much to everyone, I say, Karo, the joy and fun does not let you worry about the winter, because you get warmed up. For shawl mein aate, and after that you leave, throw your shawl away, because now I'm all warmed up, heated up. So that's how I remember enjoying my Lohri, especially before my marriage time. Till then, it was never a religious issue, never a girl-guy issue. It was just like, बच्चे हैं, सब इकट्ठे हैं, नाचो, गाओ, खाओ, and मस्ती से, you know, that was a fun part of Lohri.
So अर्पिता जी, मेरे को थोड़ा सा कुछ पूछना है. महाराष्ट्र में क्या ये कुछ डिफरेंट है? मैंने कुछ नाम सुने हैं, जैसे सुगड़ और भोगी, राइट? And how it is different is it in Maharashtra? और एक चीज और, जैसे अभी अंजना जी ने and Utpala ji said that what they wear, and but something different in Maharashtra, that people, the ladies are wearing the black sarees. Is it something, or how it's so? Could you please enlighten us for this, please? You are on mute, Arpita ji. Please.
Sure. देखिए, जैसे उत्पला जी, अंजना जी, इनफैक्ट राजन जी, सभी ने अभी अलग अलग तरह से, अलग अलग स्टेट्स में जिस तरह से मकर संक्रांति मनाई जाती है, उसमें से काफी चीजें कॉमन थ्रेड है. महाराष्ट्र में स्पेसिफिकली अलग, महाराष्ट्र में संक्रांति इट्स अ सेट ऑफ 3 days. सो संक्रांति के एक दिन पहले भोगी होती है, फिर संक्रांति का दिन, और संक्रांति के बाद वाले दूसरे दिन किंक्रांति होती है. तो भोगी के दिन सारी जो नई ताजा फसल होती है, जैसे गन्ना हो, चने, मटर के दाने, गाजर, ताजा ताजे नए नए रेड एकदम फ्रेश गाजर, ये सारी चीजें, इनफैक्ट गेहूं के जो शूट्स होते हैं, वो सारा एक साथ करके उन सब की मिला के एक सब्जी बनाते. और बाजरे की रोटी जिसमें तिल लगा के, वो भी बनती है. नॉर्मली महाराष्ट्र में क्योंकि ट्रॉपिकल कंट्री है, और वैसे महाराष्ट्र सेंटर ऑफ द, मतलब नाइदर साउथ नॉर नॉर्थ इस तरह है, तो महाराष्ट्र में अदरवाइज गर्मी काफी होती है, तो बाजरा पूरे साल नहीं खाया जाता. लेकिन इन दिनों में बाजरे की रोटियां बनती है, क्योंकि वो पचती है और शरीर में गर्माहट भी पैदा करती है, और तेल भी लगा के. तो ये सारी नई फसल और मूंग दाल की खिचड़ी बहुत सारे घी के साथ, मक्खन भाकरी पे, मतलब वो रोटी बाजरीची भाकरी जिसे हम कहते हैं, इन सारी चीजों का, सारी मिक्स सब्जी, बाजरे की भाकरी, मूंग दाल की खिचड़ी, इन सब चीजों का भोगी के दिन भगवान को भोग लगाते हैं. वो 2 तरह से, भोगी 2 तरह से है, रादर 3 तरह से. एक है भगवान को भोग लगाओ सारी नई फसल का, वो खुद खा के सारे सुख, नई फसल खुद उपभोग भी लो. और तीसरा, मराठी में एक उसका भोग का एक अलग भी मतलब है, जिसका मतलब होता है सफरिंग्स. तो इस दिन सारे भोग खत्म भी करो, ये सब करके. तो इन तीनों तरह से ये भोगी मनती है संक्रांति के एक दिन पहले. और संक्रांति के दिन सुबह पानी में तिल डाल के उससे सिर से स्नान किया जाता है। तो पूरे बॉडी पर से वो तिल और मतलब ऊपर से तिल डाल के इतनी गर्माहट नहीं दे जाती, लेकिन इट्स सिंबॉलिक। तो उस तरह से वो तिल के पानी से स्नान किया जाता है। और फिर सूर्योदय के पहले, क्योंकि संक्रांति एसेंशियली सन वर्शिप का एक एग्जाम्पल है, तो आपने जो कहा सुगड़, मिट्टी के छोटे छोटे से पॉट्स होते हैं, इन सब में ये जो चीजें मैंने अभी बताई कि जैसे गन्ने के छोटे छोटे टुकड़े हो या मटर के दाने हो, गाजर के टुकड़े हैं, गेहूं है, ये सारी नई फसल उन 7 छोटी छोटी मटकियों में भरते हैं, उसे सुगड़ बोलते हैं। वो सुबह पहले सूरज को दिखाते हैं, सूर्य देवता को दिखा के सारी नई फसल एक सुगड़ घर के बाहर आंगन में जो तुलसी वृंदावन होता है वहां उनके लिए छोड़ते हैं। एक अपने घर के पूजा घर में अपने भगवान को चढ़ाते हैं, और आसपास की 5 औरतों को, 5 सुहागनों को, 5 औरतों को 5 घरों में वो एक एक सुगड़ दिया जाता है। जैसे भारत तो कृषि प्रधान देश पहले से था, तो ये हमारे घर की आई हुई फसल सैंपल कर लो, ये किस तरह से हमारे यहाँ का स्वाद कैसा है देख लो, ये एक दूसरे को देने का पुराना तरीका था। और संक्रांति के दिन हम लोग तिल की रोटी, तिल और गुड़, ये एक बहुत कॉमन थ्रेड है सारी कल्चर्स में, जैसा देखा है। तिल और गुड़ मिला के उसका स्टफिंग रोटी में भर के उसकी तिळाची पोळी, तिळगुळाची पोळी, वो दोपहर में भगवान को खिलाई जाती है। और शाम को तिल और गुड़ के लड्डू, तिलगुड़ को जो बोलते हैं, वो या उसके फ्लैट बड़ी जैसा बनाया जाता है, जैसे बर्फी हो, तो एक दूसरे के घर जाके हम लोग ये तिलगुड़ दे देते हैं। तिलगुड़ घ्या गोड़ बोला, मतलब अब ये लो और इसके बाद अब मीठा बोलना शुरू करो। एक्चुअली इसमें देखा जाए तो ऐसा है, दक्षिणायन में या सर्दी के दिनों में थोड़ा सा उदास, ग्लूमी सा माहौल होता है, सोशलाइज इतना नहीं करते, क्योंकि वैसे ही सर्दी के दिन काफी होते हैं तो बाहर इतना जाना नहीं होता। ये एक मौका है जब एक दूसरे से मिलो, एक दूसरे को तिलगुड़ घ्या गोड़ बोला। अब सूरज फिर से लंबे दिन होने वाले हैं, सूरज की रोशनी फिर से ज्यादा आने वाली है, ये संक्रमण होने वाला है। अब अपने आप को संभालो, धैर्य बांधो, उठो, फसल तैयार हो गई है उसको काटो, काम पे लग जाओ, अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं। पुराना तरीका है बताने का कि अच्छे दिन आने वाले हैं। तो तिलगुड़ घ्या गोड़ बोला, तो ये एक्चुअली ये जो संक्रमण है ये सिर्फ सूर्य का संक्रमण नहीं, ये मानसिक संक्रमण में उसमें अपेक्षित है कि अब वो जो उदासी के दिन है वो खत्म होके अपने आप ही उत्साह आने लगता है, ये सब करते हैं। अब जैसे आपने पूछा, संक्रांति एक ऐसा त्योहार, इकलौता ऐसा त्योहार है जिसमें काले रंग के कपड़े पहनते हैं, और इसीलिए मैंने भी काली साड़ी पहनी हुई है। ये एक दिन है जिस दिन ऑफिशियली काले कपड़ों में हम भगवान की पूजा करते हैं और बड़े हंसी खुशी त्योहार मनाते हैं। जैसे मैंने पहले बताया था कि इस दिन सूर्य और शनि के घर में होता है, शनि की राशि में चला जाता है। तो शनि देव का एस्ट्रोलॉजी के हिसाब से रंग माना जाता है काला, और शनि देवता को हम लोग तिल में चढ़ाते हैं। तो ये सेलिब्रेशन होता है उन दोनों के मिलाप का। तो आज के दिन काले कपड़े पहनना और शनि देवता को उनका मान देना, ये इस हिसाब से काले कपड़े पहनते हैं। इनफैक्ट नई नवेली दुल्हन, जिसकी ये पहली शादी के बाद वाली पहली संक्रांति है, उस दुल्हन को भी इस दिन काली साड़ी दी जाती है, वो काली साड़ी पहनती है। नवजात बच्चे जिनकी वो पहली संक्रांति है उन्हें काले कपड़े पहनाए जाते हैं। और इस दिन शक्कर की चाशनी में तिल डाल के उसे काफी देर तक भून के उसके मोती जैसे हम लोग हलवा बोलते हैं वो बनता है, और इसके गहने बनाते हैं। अब ये जिसकी संक्रांति पहली संक्रांति है, फिर वो नया नवजात बालक हो या नई नवेली दुल्हन हो, दोनों को काले कपड़ों के साथ इस हलवा जो बनता है उसके गहने पहनाए जाते हैं और उन्हें काफी सारे गिफ्ट्स दिए जाते हैं।
Wow.
अब ये जो सैम्पलिंग था कि हाँ वो जो सारे फसल है एक दूसरे को देना करना, ये तो जैसे ये सारा बनता था विलेजेस में ही। नाउ इट्स बिकम मोर लाइक, अब तो सारे लोग तो शहर आ चुके हैं, तो आज भी संक्रांति शहर में इस तरह से मनाते हैं कि लेडीज एक दूसरे को इनवाइट करती है और उस दिन हम लोग हल्दी रोली, हल्दी कुमकुम, ये जो एक छोटा सा सेरेमनी है वो करते हैं। हल्दी कुमकुम लगाओ, तिलगुल दो, कुछ स्नैक्स दो और कुछ गिफ्ट दो। अब वो सारी फसल रिप्लेस हो चुकी है अलग मॉडर्न टाइप के गिफ्ट्स एक दूसरे को देने के लिए। लेकिन ये ऐसा मौका होता था जब लेडीज जो ज्यादातर बाहर नहीं जा पाती थी, घर के कामों में फंसी रहती थी, ये मौका होता था हल्दी कुमकुम या इसी बहाने वो आपस में एक दूसरे से मिले, एक दूसरे के घर जाए, एक दूसरे के हाथ के बने अलग टेस्ट के स्नैक्स खाए और अपना थोड़ा सा उसमें सेलिब्रेशन कर। तो ये था। इनफैक्ट अपने जो ब्लैक कपड़ों के बारे में पूछा था, महाराष्ट्र की पैठनी साड़ी सबको पता होती है, लेकिन महाराष्ट्र की एक और साड़ी जो अब उसकी परंपरा काफी कम हो गई है, चंद्रकला, मतलब काले रंग की साड़ी जिसपे जरी के चांद और सितारे बनते हैं, वो साड़ी वो संक्रांति के सेलिब्रेशन के लिए खास उसके 6 महीने साल भर पहले से बुनते थे और वो उस दिन नई नवेली दुल्हन को देके उसे पहनाते थे। तो ये संक्रांति का सेलिब्रेशन हुआ और उसके दूसरे दिन होता है किंक्रांति, जिसमें 3 साल तक के बच्चों को इसी नई फसल से नहलाया जाता है। जो वो दूधो ना हो पूतो फलो वो जो है, उस तरह से ये नई फसल और खास करके बेरी जो बेर जिसे मराठी में बोर बोलते हैं, वो और काफी मिठाइयाँ कुरमुरों के साथ, बताशों के साथ बच्चों के सिर से पूरा उन्हें काले कपड़ों में और उन गहनों में बिठा के उनके सिर से उन्हें पूरी तरह से उसका स्नान कराते हैं और ये कामना करते हैं कि इस फसल की तरह आप फास्ट और हेल्दी ग्रोथ हो, आप अच्छी तरह से पलो बढ़ो। और ये इन 3 दिनों में मिलके इस तरह से वो सेलिब्रेशन किया जाता है संक्रांति का।
It's too so much seriously. So basically, what I understand, it will rejuvenate your body, mind, and soul, right?
It's supposed to.
Amazing.
Really, really proud of being an Indian. So still much more left. We will now go to Mr. Rajan to know something about Pongal. So Mr. Rajan, I would like to request you to kindly throw some light on how Pongal is celebrated and about the food and dress of the people and anything special that you would like to share, please.
Okay. Like I said before, Pongal is a big festival as far as the Tamil Nadu is concerned. And it's celebrated over 4 days. It's a 4-day-long festival. And the first day we call it Bogi. Bogi is basically what? We throw away all the old things, unwanted things we have accumulated. I mean, we have the habit of accumulating a lot of things over the years, over the days. So we want to just discard those things and burn away, like everybody said, bonfire, we make it. And we don't sing songs and all. We just accumulate all those things and burn it away and throw away the old clothes or just give away the old clothes. And we start decorating because that is the last day of the winter. So we, burn this bonfire and get that heat, like Agni's the heat, which gives us some strength. So we do that, and it is basically celebrated in the honor of Lord Indra, thanking him for the rains and the good harvest, bringing prosperity into the lives of farmers. So people say Varuna is the god of rain, but actually it is Lord Indra who gives the rains. So water bodies are called Varuna, but Indra gives the rains. So we thank Indra also, Lord Indra, for the rains he has given, in all the months. So this Bogi is celebrated one day before Pongal festival. And during that day, we prepare normal food like Ven Pongal, we call it in Tamil. Ven Pongal means it's a salt Pongal with old rice. Then we have other things like a sweet Pongal, and we have other vegetables like, the sambar, rasam, all those things. Then comes the big festival called Perum Pongal. Perum means big Pongal. And we also call Surya Pongal because it is significantly, it is for sun god. So this is the prime source of, sun god is the prime source of energy for having great harvest. So that's why we call that. And as I said before, Pongal means it's overflowing, which signifies the abundance of prosperity or good times. On this day, the villages, in villages, the family assembles in the front yard. They have a big yard in front. So they assemble there and prepare, in Tamil they call Chakra Pongal, which is a sweet Pongal. And they use with a new mud pot. We don't use any vessels as such. We use a new mud pot, and it is tied with the fresh turmeric around its neck. And most importantly, most significant thing in this Pongal is sugarcane. They harvest the sugarcane and tie up the sugarcane along the pots on either side of the pots, either 2 or 4. That's the even numbers we have. Then sweet Pongal is made with rice, freshly harvested rice, then yellow lentils, milk, jaggery, cashew nuts, and raisins. This cooked sweet Pongal is first offered on a banana leaf, fresh banana leaf, along with the other fruits to sun god. Since they are, preparing the Pongal in the front yard, in open space, in the open sunlight, they first offer to the sun god. And then it is given to as prasad given to the family members, neighbors, relatives. In fact, in villages, every household, they make the sweet Pongal, but still they distribute among their friends, among their relatives, their neighbors. So it is like, sharing the nature's abundance with each other. That is the significance of it. And the third day, we call it Matu Pongal. Madu means cow or cattle or farm animals, which help in plowing the fields throughout the year. So we thank the cattle or the farm animals for giving us that opportunity, or giving us all this help throughout the year. So we honor them by giving them a bath, and then putting that haldi and kumkum on their foreheads, and then they decorate their horns with all the colors and everything, and they make a specially festive foods to the cows and worship them. They are all well-decorated beauties, and they take around the village proudly by the family members. So in some communities, third day is celebrated by women in honor of their brothers, which is called Kanu Pongal. Kanu Pongal means basically the women, they take the food, whatever the food they prepared the previous day, they keep some portion aside, and offer these foods to the birds, and pray for the well-being and longevity of their brothers. This is like Bhai Dooj, we do it during, in North India, they do during Diwali festival. In southernmost part of Tamil Nadu, mostly this Jallikattu, which is a tradition. Hello?
Yes. Can hear you, Rajanji?
Yeah, you can hear. Yeah. They call it, I don't know how you say in Hindi, but it is Jallikattu means, they decorate the bull, and, it's like a, adventure sport, they call it. Originally, it started years back, 500 years back, with owners of the bull tying a prize money around the neck or around the horns of the bulls, and the young boys are challenged to tame the bulls during that time. And those are successful in taming the bull will take the prize money home. But over the years, that has become a sport which has changed drastically, and a lot of things are happening. And now it is only celebrated in a particular pocket. And lastly, fourth days, in some community, they celebrate Kandru Pongal. Kandru means calf. The calves are also decorated like similar to cows. The calves are also beautifully decorated and offered special food and take around the village. And it is also in some portion of Tamil Nadu, it is also celebrated as, people visiting their elders, taking their blessings, relatives, friends, and, this is like a reunion of all the families and friends. It gives an opportunity to forget old enmities and have new beginnings, and to forget the bitterness among relatives or friends, nurture love and affection. During the Matu Pongal day, we always prepare, a variety of foods, colorful foods like coconut rice, lemon rice, tamarind rice, mixed vegetable curry or putu we call, and followed by sweet payasam and curd rice. This is all only mixed rice and mixed vegetable curry. It's not like, separate sambar, rasam, what we do during the Pongal day. That is a speciality of this Pongal festival in Tamil Nadu.
Very nice, Rajanji. I think I should go and taste the dishes that you mentioned.
Oh yeah, sure.
I think I really like it. जैसे उड़ीसा में बस थोड़ा सा ज्ञान दे दीजिए हमको, जैसे उड़ीसा में कुछ पर्व हो और प्रभु जगन्नाथ जी का नाम ना आए, तो मंदिर में लोगों का मतलब ऐसा क्या मानना है, मतलब कैसे पूजा करते हैं भगवान का? कुछ स्पेशल होता है, कुछ स्पेशल पकवान, कुछ स्पेशल डिशेस, जैसे आपने बताया पीठा होता है, तो उस दिन क्या करते हैं लोग, मतलब कैसे स्पेशली उसको सेलिब्रेट करते हैं?
Yeah, especially on this Makar Sankranti, in addition to a lot of pithas, when we're going to temple, definitely we will make as per our capacity, as per our love, as per our pocket. So we can make hundreds of dishes, different kind of sweet items to worship Lord, our own Lord, Ashoka, Lord Jagannath. So, but in extreme rural areas, those who are very poor, even if those, it's a minimum thing is that we use that rice, the newly rice from the newly paddy, harvested, and that rice along with that jaggery and along with banana, along with the ghee and some cheese. So we mix all those things and we prepare a kind of prasadam, and we offer to our deity, our Lord, to worship that. In that manner, we usually do this, and especially we worship sun on that auspicious day. And also, I missed one that line that the Sun Temple, that is the seventh wonder of the world, which is not only meant to worship Lord Sun, a special temple since last thousand years ago, but also the first sunshine of this entire world touches the field of this Konark Sun Temple. That is the speciality of that particular temple. That's why millions of devotees, not only from Odisha, but also across the country and across nation world. And that's a tourist spot, global tourism area. So people across different countries, I have seen since my childhood, since last 30 to 40 years, across the globe, people are moving that golden triangle, that Konark, that Lingaraj, and that Jagannath temple. Millions of numbers. So that's the way we usually celebrate in Odisha. In addition to pithas, we usually add that 5 items to prepare a different kind of prasadam, and we offer it to the deity, God.
Okay, very much. Thank you, Mr. Tripathi.
Thank you, Rajanji, for reminding us.
Thank you.
So, come back to Pulavi, please.
Thank you. I just wanted to say a few things that I just, when we were talking, I forgot about it. So we do not have any, we do not wear any new clothes. Because that happens because Bohag Bihu is the most important Bihu in Assam, because beginning of the new year. But normally, wash clothes, this is what we wear. Like normally men will wear dhoti and, but we wear the gamusa that I'm wearing this. Wow. This is like, as you know, gamusa is It's like considered one of the, it's like a towel, but it's very, very respected throughout. It is kind of, we wear it for all the occasions, you know. So this is something that we wear it as a, you know, you can say also to also
Shawl or
as an
something.
identity for Assamese also. So this is what we do, and which is again, you know, this is a weaved.
And
Yeah, and this is again during spring festival time. Then only it the looms in the woman will be weaving in the loom. So that is what we do. Yes, again, we do not have as such music or dance during Mag Bihu, this Bhugali Bihu time, but music and dance is in Bohag Bihu now. But you know, you can see it's kind of mixed up. Media will show dance and music in Mag Bihu, but no, it doesn't happen during this time. Um, so again, coming back to my class Hindustani classical, you can say background. Mm, I do folk music because of my research that I did Bihu, but I, since my tradition that I'm following, that is Hindustani, and our Pitaji, I was in Bombay, I studied in Bombay. My guru is Maharashtrian, so I sing Marathi songs too.
How lovely.
Oh yeah, so I consider myself a true Indian in Kurt because I was in Bombay, did my graduation and post graduation from SNDT University when Prabhat Reji, she's the Padma Shri. I'm a disciple of Prabhaji. And then I went to Delhi to my PhD. So I got acquainted with Punjabi culture. I speak a little bit of Punjabi. Have tons of friends. I used to teach also in some university, in the colleges. I went to teach in Patiala, a couple of classes. So
We can't wait more. We want you to. We want you to
I'll do a little bit.
do share your
So,
sweet voice with us.
yeah, I'll try. So I'll start with a little bit of a Ganesha stuti, then I'll do folk, because according to my tradition, I should always start with Hindustani. That's my guru's. I'll try my best to. I don't. My voice is totally gone. Just give me a moment. um, I hope I remember the words because just kind of. Mangala Charana Gajanana Mangala Charana Gajanana Gajavadana Shubhanana Gajavadana Shubhanana Mangalacharana Gajanana Mangalacharana Gajanana Gajavadana Shubhanana Gajavadana Shubhanana Mangalacharana Gajanana Vidyadayaka Buddhipradayaka Vidyadayaka Buddhipradayaka Vidyadayaka Buddhipradayaka Gauri Tanaya Gajanana Gauri Tanaya Gajanana Mangalacharana Mangala Charana Gajanana Mangala Charana Gajanana.
बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर.
Very nice, very nice.
Thank you. Thank you. I can do a little bihu again. This is the meaning is the song is Otikoi Senehor Mugare Mohura Tatukoi Senehor Maku Tatukoi Senehor Bohagor Bihuti Nepati Kenekoi Thaku. So the Otikoi Senehor Bohagor Bihuti means the Bohag Bihu, the spring Bihu, Rongali Bihu is so dear to us, which is your Baisakhi, and so on. So Tatukoi Senehor Maku, because Maku is that, this, I don't exactly know the English term. When you weave, they have a small kind of a thing where they put the thread around and then they put it across. They go across to put the weave. So Maku is so that because for Assam, we do not have a weaver class. It's very interesting. Assam do not have a weaver class. Every woman should know how to weave in the villages again. But now again, because it's coming back, people are getting very much into it. So every woman should know, and that's how the Gandhiji once said, that Assamese women are so self-sustained. They can support themselves. Even if the husband leaves them in case, they can support themselves with their weave. And that's how also that kind of a qualification for them to get married during, in the olden days. It was like that. Like my grandma used to make her own silk or the cotton. They make it at home because this is how it should be. It was. So so this is how they say that Otikoi Sanehor Bohagor Bihu is so important. Tatukoi Sanehor is the Maku. That weaving, that's so important. That is more important than that. In Tatukoi Sanehor Bohagor Bihut, Bohagor Bihut. Oh, yeah. So yeah, I'll go ahead. Sorry. So it goes like. Nale nai bisoni keloi ha haji sila hoi keloi ha haji sila hoi mure nomon bolia kori hai morum nai hemali keloi ko hori sila hoi keloi ko hori sila hoi mure nomon bolia kori. So here, so again, Bohag Bihu is youth. It's for the youth, and it's like a lot of life and this, harvest. Not harvest. They're starting the seeds. They sow the seed, and so this here. The second song says that my dear, why you have just playing with me if you don't have any love for me. So it's just kind of full of joy, life, and that's it. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you so much. So this is today's session. We learned that harvest festivals are believed to be the oldest form of festivals around Bharat, and they are considered to be auspicious period and hence marked with celebration and prayers. With this note, I would like to say thanks to all respected guests for enlightening with their knowledge for this special festival. Arvind, please, over to you.
Okay, I would like to add one thing. Makar Sankranti, Bihu, Pongal, as by what names we know all over India. So one thing I learned that very nice food is made everywhere, and I think I should get a chance to taste it. So I think we should end it here now. We have come to the end of our program today. So I would like to thank Ms. Utpala Bora from Assam, representing Assam, and who shared your knowledge on Bihu. And we got too much of information, and really thanks a lot. Thank you thank you especially for the nice song that you sang for us.
I'm sorry because of my health, I could not. I know I could not do much, but definitely.
but
Thank you for including me in your.
still we are lucky to have you today.
Thank you so much. Thank you. Thank you.
And thank you, Mrs. Arpita Kulkarni. आपने महाराष्ट्र के बारे में, आपने महाराष्ट्र में मकर संक्रांति के बारे में जो सब मतलब एक्सपीरियंस आपका नॉलेज शेयर किया, बहुत अच्छा लगा सुन के। तो डेफिनेटली हम कोशिश करेंगे एक बार तो महाराष्ट्र जाके मकर संक्रांति देखें, उसका हम भी मतलब शामिल हों मकर संक्रांति महाराष्ट्र में।
आप म्यूट पे हैं अर्पिता जी, यू आर ऑन म्यूट। अर्पिता जी, यू आर ऑन म्यूट।
आपने मुझे महाराष्ट्र को रिप्रेजेंट करने का मौका दिया, थैंक यू फॉर दैट।
थैंक यू मिसेस अंजना गोगर। पंजाब के बारे में आपने जो सब मतलब आपने शेयर किया, वो भी हमारे लिए बहुत कुछ नया था। उसमें ज्यादा तो हम जानते भी नहीं है, ज्यादातर हमने मतलब कुछ किताबों में पढ़ा है, कुछ टीवी में देखा है, लेकिन आपने बहुत कुछ शेयर किया। थैंक्स अ लॉट फॉर दैट।
आई मस्ट थैंक्स दिस प्लेटफॉर्म कि जो मेरे यूथफुल एज में वो जो थोड़ी सी रंजिश या गुस्सा था कि क्यों सिर्फ लड़कों का लोहड़ी मनाते हैं, इस एज में आके कहीं ना कहीं वो दबा हुआ था। You have erased because of this when I went, and just for that I would want to sing. I'm not a singer.
Okay,
One
sure.
two lines which I
sure it will be a luck.
I'm not at all a singer, but so nothing compared to. But one thing I realized when she sang the folk song, word समझ आए ना आए, दिल को folk songs छूता ही छूता है। यानी तभी traditions still come from scholars कि इस टाइम पे ये करना है, वो करना है, वो टाइम के साथ बदल जाते हैं, बट फोक जो दिल से निकलते हैं वो नहीं बदलते। उनका रीमिक्स बन जाएंगे, म्यूजिक बदलेगा, बट दे डोंट चेंज बिकॉज इट्स कम फ्रॉम द हार्ट, इट विल टच एवरीवन्स हार्ट। सो बेस्ड ऑन दैट थोड़ा सा 1-2 मिनट लूंगी। जो ये स्टोरी इमोशनल लेवल की थी, जो दुल्ला भट्टी नाम था उसका, हु वाज अ रॉबिन हुड, and when there was 2 girls, Sundri Mundri, and these 2 girls were so beautiful कि मुगलों में one of the empress की आंख उन पे थी, उनको किडनैप करना चाहते थे। तो ये दुल्लर भट्टी ने उनको फादर को बोला इनकी शादी करा दो, कहते मेरे पास पैसे नहीं दहेज के लिए। तो दुल्लर भट्टी वेंट टू लूट करके पैसे सारे इकट्ठे किए, अपनी बेटी समझ के उन दोनों की शादी कराई। just totally compassionately got them married. तो उस बेस पे ना ये गाना बच्चे गाते हैं, like सुंदरी मुंदरी होए तेरा कौन बेचारा होए, दुल्ले बट्टी वाला होए सानू दे लोड़ी तेरी जीवे जोड़ी, सानू दे लोड़ी तेरे जीवी जोड़ी। So I have again bad voice, but just wanted to tell you कि that's how they want to keep Dulla Bhatti alive in every man. If you are a man, you've been given more extra power and energy. Adopt the Rabbi Gun of Dulla Bhatti कि ये आंखों से बुरी नजर मत डाल, if कर सकता है अपनी ताकत से लड़कियों को बचा। A message to all the men. And now I would, be proud, but times are different. Girls are also, उस time girls were like more docile and weak. Now women are also fighters and they are at power with men. तो रखड़ी कही तो लोग भाई बहन इकट्ठे एक दूसरे को मानते हैं कि एक बहन भी I mean she can protect her brother in many situations. But that was the end note to send that folk songs will live forever in the hearts of everybody.
So nice, ma'am. Nice.
Very nice.
Thank you.
Thank you. Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot for your sweet voice sharing with us.
Thank you.
Okay, so next I would like to thank Mr. Kalipa Tripathi. He's from Odisha and currently in Japan. It might be very late now. So very heartily I thank you for sharing so much of time of yours and so much of knowledge of yours. So बहुत कुछ पता चला.
I never think it is to be thankful towards me, because whenever we are representing our state, our motherland, it is our primary duty. When a soldier is also, watching our borders in the Jammu at -30 or -40 degrees centigrade by being hit by so many snows. So we should be thankful to this program and basically you all people, those who are giving us opportunity to narrate about our state, and this is our prime responsibility as a patriot, as a little Desh Premi, Watan Premi. So to represent our state at any moment, whether it is 24/7, early morning, midnight, evening, day, doesn't matter. So I am thankful to you all.
Thank you a lot.
Thank you so much.
Thanks a lot, Mr. Bhadrachari Rajan. Thanks a lot for sharing your information and your experience about Pongal, about Tamil Nadu traditions with us. So we really got to know. We really got to know.
Just one point.
Yeah, sure.
Just one point. One of the questions Rajuji mentioned was how to inculcate this tradition and the culture into youngsters.
Okay.
You know, what we are doing in Thailand is we have a Thailand Tamil Association. So we started celebrating Pongal in a traditional way, making the Pongal in front of the sun god and distributing, calling everybody, the Tamil community, and inviting everybody and distributing the prasad to them. So this is the way we have to teach them. And even if we cannot do it on a community basis, even at home, simply we can do it and teach our children what is the importance and the significance of these festivals. You know, that will take a long way, you know, to carry this. And thank you for inviting me in this. I'm very, very thankful to you to be among the stalwarts here. So thank you so much for VHP Thailand.
Rakesh ji, Arvind ji, if I may take 2 minutes of your time.
Yeah, sure.
Please.
Sure.
जी, संक्रांति में जिस तरह से, इनफैक्ट राजन जी ने जो पॉइंट बोला था, इन कंटिन्यूएशन विद दैट, अगर हम यंगस्टर्स को अपने त्योहारों के पीछे का साइंटिफिक रीजन समझा सके, जैसे काले कपड़े पहनना ये सिर्फ शनि और सूरज के मिलाप का प्रतीक नहीं है. This is one of the coldest days, and that's why you're supposed to wear black clothes and dark clothes, and that's how you kind of protect yourself. It is in sync with the changes that happen in nature. या फिर तिल खाओ, गुड़ खाओ, घी खाओ, all these things, they kind of are important to stay healthy, stay strong, to build your immunity in this time. इस तरह से अगर हर एक चीज हम साइंटिफिक रीजन के साथ बताते जाए, because I actually have a teenage daughter and I have worked with a lot of teenage kids. It's very easy to look down upon our culture and say कि इतनी गलत चीजें इस कल्चर में या इस धर्म में या धर्म के नाम पे की गई है, लेकिन इतनी अच्छी चीजें भी, जैसे संक्रांति के दिन महाराष्ट्र में पुण्य काल में दान धर्म होता है, जिसमें वुलन क्लोथ्स या ब्लैंकेट्स या तेल और ये सारी गर्माहट लाने वाली चीजें टू लेस फॉर्चुनेट लोगों को दी जाती है. तो कल्चर के पीछे काफी कुछ छुपा हुआ है जिसमें अच्छाई है और जिसमें प्रकृति के साथ मिलके रहने का जो एक संदेश है, ये बिना समझाए या एक्सप्लेन किए बगैर बस एक परंपरा बनाई है. हर एक को शास्त्रीय दृष्टिकोण नहीं होता या वो नहीं राज आता, तो परंपरा बना दो, बस उसे फॉलो भी करते जाओ, तो भी हम लोग 70-80% we are in sync with nature. We are basically doing a lot of good work without realizing that we are doing it. ये बात बच्चों तक पहुंचे तो, and let's just hope that they take the right thing from the culture and the Hindu dharma and follow it ahead.
Actually, Arpita ji, you gave a very good point. I would like to maybe add to that for the youth especially, कि जब हम आँख के आले दुआले परिक्रमा करते हैं ना, बच्चों को आजकल स्पेस का बहुत नॉलेज भी है, एजुकेशन भी बहुत है, और आजकल यूट्यूब और उससे बहुत कुछ पता चल जाता है कि जैसे परिक्रमा करते वक्त if we can visualize how planets go around their sun in their own place, and out of all the planets, Earth being at the right distance from the sun has life. Anything closer, the water becomes into steam. Anything further, the water becomes into ice. That understanding कि in our living relationships, how much distance we have to maintain with each other to keep the relationship fluid, not frozen like ice and not heaty and steamy. Just the right distance. And secondly, normally, sometimes kids says it's a waste that itna khana acha, you all are throwing it in the, fire. But बच्चों को बोल सकते हैं for शगन की तौर से थोड़ा सा फेंक दो, but most of it किसी गरीब और like you say unfortunate के मुंह में वो जाए तो उसकी अंदर की अग्नि बदले, you will ignite the fire in there. Because आजकल तो temperature ले के सबको पता है कि the right amount of temperature is so important for this body to live. थोड़ा सा कम, थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा, we all get nervous now with that sense. So वो भी, and third thing कि साल का end हुआ है और साल का नया शुरू होने वाला है. With this festival, why not also burn away all our previous years जो हमने प्रॉमिस किया था करना था पर लेजीनेस करके किसी बैड हैबिट करके नहीं किया, और इस साल वो किसी के साथ ग्रज है, किसी के साथ एनिमोसिटी है, उसको कहते हैं ना पंजाबी में कहते हैं मिट्टी पा, like so थ्रो कि अब अगले साल नया शुरू करते हैं, सबको प्यार करते हैं, सबको नया, डोंट सी देम फ्रॉम देयर पास्ट एंड लेट गो. वो क्योंकि तो यूथ को चाहिए, मेरे लिए इसमें क्या है, सूरज को मैं पूजा करूं ना करूं, उसने तो अपना काम करना है ना, मेरे लिए क्या है इसमें. सो फॉर द यूथ यू हैव टू टेल देम व्हाट इज इट फॉर देम.
आप बिल्कुल सही. शायद हमें यहीं विश्राम लेना पड़ेगा क्योंकि टाइम इज नॉट अलाउइंग अस फर्दर, और शायद एक और प्रोग्राम भी कम पड़ेगा. राइट.
Many thanks to special thanks to
everyone.
I mean, especially because you all united us. I mean, like Utpala Bora Ma'am, like legendary personality, or Pita Ma'am, Anjana Ma'am, Rajan Sir. I mean, you really gave us a scope to make us united, being positioned at different part of globe, and in such a nice manner to represent our own culture. It's very good thing. I really appreciate and encourage these kind of things to happen further in abundant, and will be a great part of that if required ahead. Definitely.
Thank you so much on the behalf of Vishwa Hindu Parishad Thailand. Thank you so much. Good night, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Namaste ji.
Thank you everyone. Thank you so much. Namaste ji.